So you're ready to tell your story about how you were SA'd as a child. The first place you need to start is therapy. It's where I started, and there's no shame in it. Find a therapist who you can confide in, because they're not going to tell your story to anybody else. They're going to keep it confidential, and you're going to be able to get a lot off of your chest. And it's going to help you in a lot of ways that you may not understand until you actually get there. But once you find yourself able to speak the words out loud to another person, it will change everything. I find that talking about my trauma allows me to mentally process it a little bit better. Putting it into words, sometimes I find myself revealing truths that I've kept inside and maybe wasn't acknowledging on an actual conscious level, but more subconsciously. But I needed to bring that awareness to the forefront of my mind to understand that I was a victim. But I no longer think of myself as a victim. I think of myself as a survivor, and you can and should as well. But if you're going to tell your story on TikTok, you'd better be ready for a little bit of backlash. Now, I want to be very clear about this. I have never, ever advised anybody to out the person who SA'd them. And if you're going to do that, then you need to understand that it can and probably will lead to complications that are way out of your control. If you out a family member, then other family members may come at you in their defense, and you're going to have to be ready to deal with that. So I advise you to seriously think it over first. Talk to a counselor before you take that step. I've come forward with my stories, and you may have noticed that I haven't named the perpetrator even though he's dead. And there's a reason I don't do that. I used to name this person. He was 40 years old, I was 12. I just stopped telling his name because he was dead, and the only people who were being hurt by me mentioning his name was possibly his family members who were innocent, who didn't deserve to be connected to the abuse that he perpetrated against me.